Tangal greetings. So I am Fernandez Joyce Andy. So we're going to discuss this part which is the login HTML code. So as you can see first, meron po tayong title na name is admin login title. So nasa section ng title ng page na mag-appear sa browser tab natin na makikita sa taas. And then meron din tayong link dito which is yung links to Bootstrap CSS framework for styling. Yung naka-indicate po dyan na asset CSS bootstrap.min.css. And then meron din po tayo dito sa pang link rel style sheet ref is ito naman is yung link ng custom CSS for file for additional styling. And then sa body, yung content ng visible content of the page which is yung main element to contain the login form styled with Bootstrap classes. Yung nakikita natin main class form sign in. And then yung login form itself with ID login form from JavaScript interaction which is yung form ID login form. And then meron din tayong nagdi-display ng logo image, yung image class. And then a heading for the login form which is ang h1 class. And the email input naman, yung sa Bootstrap form floating, nag-input siya ng field for the email address. And then yung email input, yung input type email, and then the label for the email input. And then below is the password input, yung Bootstrap form floating naman, na nag-input siya ng field for password. And then the password input, the label for the password input, and then yung remember me checkbox, nakita din po natin. And then label for the checkbox. And then yung sa submit button for the form, which is yung button class, BTN primary. And then lastly is the copyright notice, sa baba po makikita natin sa paragraph class. And then sa script naman meron po tayong tags, which is yung nag-include siya ng jQuery library for the manipulation and Ajax request. And then yung dalawa is nag-include siya ng Bootstrap JavaScript bundle for interactive components. And then yung isa is for custom JavaScript file, which is yung login.js na nag-handle ng login logic. So yung for functionality naman niya, yung login form niya, siya yung mismo yung core ng page sa login form na nag-collect ng admin email and password. So ayun yung pinaka makikita natin sa una. And then yung Bootstrap styling, yung page na ginagamit Bootstrap for styling, nagpo-provide din siya ng clean and responsive layout. And then sa JavaScript interaction naman is yung login.js na hinaka-link dun na sa baba. Responsible siya sa pag-handle ng form submission. And it is likely uses jQuery to capture the form submission event, then magre-retrieve din ng email and password values para sa input fields, then send yung Ajax request to server-side script to authenticate the admin, and then mag-handle din ng server response, like yung magre-redirect sa admin dashboard if login is successful, tapos the-display niya naman yung error message if yung login is fails. Tapos yung remember me, checkbox allows the admin to stay logged in across browser session. Yung functionality nito needs ng backend implementation na makikita sa ibang code na part. And then yung footer, pinaprovide niya yung copyright ng application information, and then the form submission, which is yung type submit, yung button, combine siya ng ID and form tag. And then the login JS, JavaScript file na nagkakos ng information from the form to be sent to the server. So that's all for the HTML login student part. Thank you po.
So, the greetings, I'm Ara Christine Bibutas, and I'll be explaining the login JS. So, first is the admin login. This page using jQuery. So, if makikita natin na itong if type jQuery and through unidentified throw new error jQuery is required. So, ayun, sine-check niya muna if yung jQuery is naglo-load, and kung hindi naman, magto-throw siya ng error. So, nire-required yun kasi dahil sa jQuery na loaded. And dito naman sa let default admin, email admin, ito yung pag mag-fill up na tayo dito natin tignan yung mismong default admin account using JavaScript. Tapos when the document is fully loaded, it awaits the user to click login with button with ID. Ito tulad nito, login BTN. When you click, prevents form from submitting the usual way. Event that prevent default. So gets the value of the email and password field. So text email and text text password. So kino-compare nila if yung default admin ng credential. So kapag yung credential ay nag-match dun sa sa sinet na session na storage doon, tinatawag na admin log. So ayun, edi mag-equal siya sa true. Then magre-redirect to sa admin dashboard admin.html using redirect to. So yun, through that, yung function isn't then defined in your code. So maybe it's identified anywhere.
Donald, greetings. My name is King Humphrey Aramanti, and I will discuss the dashboard for the student management system. And I will discuss first is the link tags, the bootstrap.min.css. It includes the Bootstrap styling for the responsiveness and layout of the website. Main.css, it provides our custom and personal design for the website. And the font awesome is provide the icons for the student, teacher, section, and reports. Next is the body. It makes the page a full height flex column which help push the footer to the bottom. Next is the header that contain the logo to the left side and the title on the center. And on the right side, there is the logout button. Also, it will show the navigation menu that contain the dashboard, student, teachers, section, and report. Next is the main hero section. It acts a welcome message for the admin. It says the management, student records, grades, attendance, and generate performance report. For the dashboard, it will display the three content that show the total of the student, total of the teachers, and total of the section. Next is the button that will reset all the data that the admin is logging. If it clicks by the admin, it will clear all the data. And lastly, the footer section, which contain the copyright and the navigation links, the dashboard, student, teacher, and report. And it says the subject project name equal to client server side scripting. Next is the JavaScript. And for the script link, the jQuery adds a simplified JavaScript syntax for the manipulation in event. For the Bootstrap JS, it enables the component like modals. And for the login the JS, this is our custom script file to contain the check admin session. Next is the document ready function. It calls the check admin session probably to check if the user is logged in. It runs the update dashboard stats to load the data from the storage and display it. And it will run to set up the event listener to make the reset button clickable. Next is the function update dashboard stats. It gets all the student, teacher, and section data from the browser's local storage. If nothing is found, it will use an empty array. Also, it updates the number shown on the dashboard. Next is the function setup event listener. The purpose of this function is to add a click event listener to a button to clear the data. When it click, it will trigger to reset all the data. Next is the function clear all data. If it asks the user for the confirmation if he wants to reset the data from the storage, it will say, "Are you sure you want to clear the application data? This cannot be undone." And it will clear everything in the local storage. And that's all for the dashboard.
This is the generating reports from the students. So dito is check nyo muna if the admin session is still using the check admin session function. So if an admin session is active, it initializes the reports page in local storage. So if hindi siya existed, the array is intended to hold report data. So sa bottom naman, sa generating report, so dito is i-retrieve niya yung student ID na input ni user. Then may input validation din kami dito na nasa baba. So nandito yung input validation, mamaya makikita natin. So once na ba yung input niya, i-call niya si get student info. So sa get student info tayo. So sa get student info, it retrieves the student data from the local storage. So gagawin ng JSON dito from the local storage. So mag-iterate siya through the array comparing the provided student ID with the student ID. Yung underscore ID is yung sa local storage. If match is 1, so kapag nag-equal sila, it returns the student data. So makuha natin data. Once na hindi natin nakuha, so magkakaroon alert. So generating the report. So ito yung paggawa ng report. So it retrieves the section data from local storage. So ito yun. Kunin natin yung section. So dynamic to since kinukuha niya is sa local storage mismo. So initializing. So ito, student grade. So common naman na yan. May mga calculation lang din. Kukuha yung percentage, pati yung absences. So pati rating, pati remark. So dito tayo sa so ito, .html sa report file. So ito lang naman, mag-display lang naman to for the report, including the details ng student and grade information, the attendance, and i-append niya ito sa report file. So i-clear niya din yung value ng input sa student ID. So ito yung input validation na sinasabi ko kanina. So the ID must be a positive number or a integer. So ito yung sa pag-calculate ng rating. So I think this is a zero base, same ng calculation ng rating ng PNC. So ayan, 1, 2, 3, pagbagsak ka 5. Tapos itong get remark para din to sa filtering if pass or fail yung estudyante. So ayun. Yun lang naman sa generating a reports. So dito tayo sa pagtatry ng generating reports. So nasabi ko nga kanina, i-check na muna if nakapag-login si user. So try natin i-bypass to na ila-live server natin yung reports.html. So ayun, hindi siya pwede i-bypass. So i-direct ka niya talaga sa admin login. So login tayo. So wala pa tayong naka-enroll na students and teachers pati section. So gawa muna tayo. So random lang, aray bamboo. So teacher JC. So kunin natin yung bamboo. Si student at student, kaya ako, JC Aguilan. So grade ko is 90, attendance is perfect. So kunin natin si, yan. So ayan. So ang ID natin is 2300-401. So kailangan ma-generate natin dito siya. So ayan, pangalan ko, section, ID, yung grade ko 90, base yung attendance ko, so 100%. Ayun lang.
Greetings everyone, I'm Veronica Harrison. Today I'm going to walk you through a part of our student record management system. Specifically, this is Manage Section page. This page allows an admin to add, view, and manage different classes section using HTML, CSS via Bootstrap, and JavaScript with local storage. The page starts with the basic HTML structure, including Bootstrap for styling, a custom CSS file for additional style, and jQuery for easier JavaScript interaction. Header and navigation. The header has 3 sections, a logo on the left, the system title in the center, and logout button on the right. Below it is navigation menu with links to different sections of the system, highlighting the active page. And for the main content starts with a heading manage section, followed by a form with 2 input fields, section ID and section name, and an add section button. This form allows user to enter section details which are processed by JavaScript. And for the table to display section, a Bootstrap style table is used to display the list of sections. It consists of 3 columns, section ID, section name, and action, which can be extended to include, edit, and delete. And for the JavaScript manage section data by loading existing entries for local storage and allowing user to add or edit section. When the add section button is clicked, it retrieves input values, update or adds a section, save the change to the local storage, and refresh the table to display the update list. This ensures the persistence without needing a database. And for the section.js, the section class is designed to manage section details using private properties for ID, name, and student list. It includes a constructor to initialize a new section with an empty student list. Getter and setter methods allow control, access, and modify of this property. The toJSON method converts a section object into a JSON-friendly format for storage, while the from.json method reconstructs a section object from save JSON date. This setup ensures data integrity, easy management, and compatibility with local storage.
Dangal greetings, I'm Gina Grace, and I'm here to continue discussing the JavaScript functions in our sections.html. So the next function is the update table function. This updates the table whenever a user adds a new section, removes one, edits the info of the section, and saves it or loads the sections from the storage. The next function is the edit section function. This hides the section ID and section name, then it shows the input fields instead. This also hides the edit button and shows the save button so the user can update the section information. Then for the next function is the save section function. This takes the new section ID and section name from the input fields and then updates the sections array. This also checks if the section name has changed. If it did change, this loops through the teachers saved in local storage and updates any teacher assigned to that section. This then saves the updated sections back to the local storage and calls update table function to refresh the displayed data. For the next function is the remove section function. This asks for confirmation before deleting a section. If the user confirms, this removes the section from the sections array. It then updates the local storage and refreshes the table. The next one is the load sections from storage function. This gets sections from local storage and converts them into section objects. This then calls update table function at the end to display them. And finally, the save sections to storage function, which saves the sections array list to local storage as a JSON string to keep the data even after the page is closed. So now I will show a brief demonstration of how our sections page works. So here there are two input fields, one for the section ID and another for the section name. I'll put this as an example and then click the add section button. A new row will then show up to the table, and it has the section ID and the section name that we just inputted, and then two action buttons. If we click the edit button, we will be able to edit the information that we have just inputted, and then the edit button earlier changed to the save button so that we can save the changes that we made to the sections, and then it will update the table. If we click the delete button, you'll be able to delete the row that we just added.
Greetings everyone, I'm Gonzales Maria Manuel. I'm going to explain the student page. So in this page you can add students. So let's go here in this model. So here are the input fields. You can add the student information. Then here is the function to populate teacher dropdown. So this function is to populate the teacher dropdown from local storage, as well as this populate section dropdown. So same function with this populate teacher dropdown. Then here is going to load students from local storage and display them and update table. Then this function is going to save students to the storage, to the local storage. And this function is going to click event to add a student after validating the inputs. And here is the student object. It will be added to the students array. Then here is the function. So it will listen for changes in the grades filter section and update the table. Then next is the function get teacher name. So this function is to get the name of a teacher based on the teacher's ID. Then as well as this function, the get section name, it is the same function with the teacher name. Then here is this whole function is to update the student table by adding rows for each student. So here's to get teacher and section names and create action buttons. Then it will be appended into the columns. And here is the edit user function, save user function, then remove student function, you can remove student. And here are the input validation, or the function to invalidate the input values for student.
Now greetings, I am Jasper Acid, and I will tackle or discuss the student.js or student page. So here we have class student. Define a student class with private properties using a hashtag syntax. So private siya, so it means they can only be accessed within the class, so and not directly from outside. So here, hashtag ID, hashtag name, hashtag grades, hashtag attendance, hashtag teacher ID, hashtag section ID. So here the constructors to initialize the student properties or initialize the properties with values. Then here you getter and setter methods for each properties. Here. So next you to JSON, a method to convert the student object to JSON. So next, static from JSON, a static method to create a student instance from JSON to object. So now greetings, I am Jasper Acid, and I will demonstrate the student management page. So here nagad na ako ng ilang input. So yung teacher and section, nagad na ako kanina galing sa teacher page sa section page. So maganda naman tayo ng dalawang student. So first use student ID. So next name. So next grade. Attendance. So next teacher, then next section. Then ano siya? So isa pa. So again name. Grades. Attendance, same na lang din. Teacher, the next section. So ayun, nakapagad tayo ng dalawang student. So here, pwede natin siyang i-edit. Ito natin yung name. So, save. Ganoon din dito. Ito tayo edit ng name. Then dito, last name grades, yung 70. So, save and save. Then, pwede tayo filter ng grades, pass or fail. So, ayun yung mga pass. So, ito yung fail. So, and then yung delete button. So, pwede tayo mag-delete. Yan, delete. So, isa pa, delete ulit. So,
greetings, I am Anthony Sambat and I will explain the teacher JavaScript class. So let's start. The teacher class in JavaScript, it's designed to model a teacher entity with encapsulation using private field, ID, name, and the section handle. It includes getter and setter JSON conversion method and a static method for the object construction. So in private field, we have ID, name, section, handle. This field can only be accessed within the class. To prevent direct modification from outside the class, ensuring the data integrity. We have the constructor. The constructor is initialize the teacher object with ID, name, and the section handle. We have getter and setter method. It retrieve field values, and we have the set ID, set name, and the set section handle. It's modify field value for the safely. Next, we have the JSON conversion. To JSON, it's convert the object into the plain JavaScript object, object of ID and name and section handle. For storage, we using the local storage. Next, we have the static from the JSON. It's convert a JSON object back into the teacher instance. So, greetings. I am Anthony Fiambat, and today I will explain our Medium project. So let's start with header section. Header section to display the system logo and title. Include a logout button that redirect to index.html. Navigation bar with link to different section. Dashboard, student, teacher, section, or report. With teachers as the active page. We have main content. Teacher management for teacher ID, name, section, handle. We use drop down list. And we have add teacher button to submit data. Teacher record. Next we have teacher record. To display teacher details dynamically from the local storage. We have the column ID, name, section, handle, action. Next we have, let's proceed to the script. So as you can see, session check, it's ensure only authorized user access the pages. We have the local storage handling. If no teacher data exists, it initialize an empty array, load teacher record from local storage, and populate the table. We have the load section data from local storage, and fills the dropdown. So we have dynamic teacher data to retrieve teacher data, convert them into teacher object, and update the table. That's all.
Greetings everyone, I'm April Franco and I'm here to explain the lines 127 to 314. So let's start with the function to load teacher's data from local storage. For this one, this function retrieves the teacher's data from local storage, then converts it from JSON format, and then resets the teacher's array, then updates the table to display the saved teachers. Functions to load sections from local storage and populated select dropdown. So for this one, this functions load saved sections from
local storage,
then populates a dropdown list. If no sections are available, it ensures the dropdown has a default select a section option. The jQuery function to handle the button click for adding a new teacher. When the page loads, jQuery listens for the submit button click and triggers the add teachers, and then it ensures the event listener works even if elements are added dynamically. Next one is the adding teacher, which indicating for these lines of code, line 166 to 186. So for this one, when the submit button is clicked, this function collects input values teacher's ID, name, and section. If all fields are filled, it creates a new teacher's object and saves, updates the table, and clears the form field. Function to save teacher's data from local storage. This function saves the teacher's data in the local storage in JSON format, and then it ensures the data remains even after the page is refreshed. Next one is line 193 to 275. These functions refresh the teacher's table by clearing all data and displaying the update list. It also creates the edit, save, and delete buttons for each row dynamically. For editing teachers, the function to toggle between editing and saving state for a teacher. So for this, when the edit button is clicked, this function hides the text value and shows input fields for updating the teacher's ID and name. It also hides the edit button and reveals the save button. Next one is the saving edited teacher info, which indicating for this line of code, the function to save changes made to a teacher's data. So for this one, when the save button is clicked, this function updates the teacher's ID and name and then saves the new data to a local storage. It also refreshes the tables to reflect the changes. Last but not least is the function to remove a teacher from the list. So for this one, the function to remove a teacher from the list using that splice then saves the update list in local storage. Then finally, it refreshes the table to show the update data. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Let's try now the output of this code.teacher.html. Now let's put like that, like a edit, like that. Then if I put other, then if I deleted it, then it's delete. So that's all. Thank you.
Greetings, I'm Aguilan John Christopher, and ito-demo ko kung ano yung mga features ng aming project. So, open live server. So, dito, maglalagin muna tayo. So, i-reset ko yung yung mga data. So, kailangan muna natin maglagay ng section. Bamboo. So, para makapag-assign tayo kung sino teacher yung i-assign natin doon. 24. JC. And dito, lalabas siya sa drop-down. So, pwede mo siyang edit. So, lagay tayo ng student. Para ako, JC Aguilan. So, grades ko 100. Perfect attendance. Yung teacher ko si JC and section ko si Bamboo. So, ito. So, if to change the section name, sabihin natin itaw. So, mababago yung magiging dynamic siya. So, pag binago natin pangalan ng teacher, Arnold. So, ayun, nabago rin si teacher. So, if kunin natin yung ID para sa reports. So, ayan, nakuha. And then lang. So, dito nagka-count kung ilan yung section. Ayan. So, lagay tayo ng bagong 90. Then, ayun, naging 2. So, mapipilter din. So, yung fails, wala. So, puro pass lang. So, ayun. So, reset. Magiging 0 na yung data. So, ayun lang.